How goes it, foodies? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be making caramel pecan turtles, and of course we'll put our own little spin on it. And y'all, I'm telling you, this is so easy and they so good. They're so good. These have got to be my favorite treat personally to make because it's so simple. So before we get into this video, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button, that thumbs up, drop a comment, and hit that notification bell. So enough of all this talking, let's go and make some turtles. Alright, so first we're going to start by adding one whole stick of butter. And I don't know about y'all, but don't it seem like every time you start off making a sweet treat or anything sweet, you have to start off with butter, right? Next we're going to add a cup of brown sugar. Alright, and once we add the brown sugar, we're going to put in another half cup of corn syrup. And we want to make sure we get all the corn syrup. We're not going to leave a drop in there. Then we're going to add a pinch of sea salt in it, just a pinch. Next we're going to stir it, and we want to stir it until all the ingredients have been incorporated, which is probably about a good 30 seconds or so. You're going to want to let it sit until the caramel starts to boil. And then once it starts boiling, you're gonna end up with this. Now you see how it's boiling? That means it's ready. Once it's ready, while it's boiling, we're gonna add half a can of condensed milk. And then a teaspoon of vanilla extract to it. And we're gonna stir it again. And you see how it's getting that lighter brown color? That means that it's almost ready, because we're going to stir it and then let it boil, and it's going to reach the temperature of 240 degrees. Once it reaches 240 degrees, we're going to let it cool. As you can see right here, it's about 240 degrees, so we're gonna let it cool for about 5 minutes. Now while it's cooling off, we're gonna go ahead and go make our chocolate. All right, so we already have our chocolate in a bowl, and what you wanna do while it's in the bowl, add about a teaspoon of Crisco to it. And what this Crisco does, it helps the chocolate to melt. And then you're gonna put the chocolate in the microwave, and you're gonna microwave it in intervals of 30 seconds until the chocolate is completely melted. So it's been about 5 minutes. Let's go check on our caramel. And oh yeah, look at that. See how it's thick? That you got that nice brown color, and it's all thick and everything. Man, and I don't know about y'all, I love caramel. I'm ready to eat this without anything else in it. All right, so next we're gonna get our pecans going. So we already added a tablespoon of butter to our skillet. Then we're gonna go ahead and add our pecans to it. Next, we're gonna add another pinch of salt. Again, not too much, because we don't want it to get really salty. We don't want it to be too salty. Then next, we're just gonna roast the pecans for probably about a minute. And we use sea salt, but you can use regular salt too. And we're just gonna roast these for about a minute or two, just enough to get the butter and salt in them to give them that flavor that we're looking for. But you gotta be careful, because they can burn if you're not careful with them. And you definitely don't want that. All right, so after a few minutes, we're ready to remove the pecans and let them drain. We're gonna let them drain just on a paper towel in a bowl. And that's gonna help get that butter and get that extra grease out of them, so it's not so greasy. We're gonna just let them sit on this paper towel for about a minute. Now once they've set and drained, it's time to add them to our caramel. So let's go ahead and add them to our caramel. Now once we add them to the caramel, we're just gonna stir them in. We're gonna stir it until we get all the pecans into the caramel. Oh, and the thing I forgot to mention, guys, if this is not enough pecans for you, you can add some more, or if it's too much, you can take some out. It's all up to you. All right, now that the pecans are stirred into the caramel, it's time to get them on our platter. What you want to do is just get your platter, put a little parchment paper on it, and then you're just going to get a spoonful of the caramel and just dip them on there. But be careful, you want to make sure that they're probably about a ½ inch apart, because you're going to put them in the freezer and you don't want your turtles to stick together. So once you got them on your platter, it's time to put them in the freezer, and you're just going to put them in the freezer for about 20 minutes. All right, so now that we got that in the freezer, let's go check on the chocolate. All right, now the chocolate is ready. It is melted, and see how the Crisco helps? It is not all greasy looking, it's smooth, and that's the texture. That's what we're looking for right there. All right, so we got our chocolate ready. Let's go and check on the turtles, because it's been about 20 minutes. All right, so the turtles are ready. We got them out the freezer. Good, it's time to dip them in our chocolate now. All right, we got our chocolate, we have our turtles, it's time to dip. We're just gonna take our fork and dip them on one side, and then make sure you got enough chocolate on them and flip them over, dip them on the other side, because the goal is to get them covered with chocolate all over. And don't worry about how good they look and everything. They may have a couple little marks or little holes or something on them. That's totally fine. That is fine, don't worry about that. And then once we do that, we're gonna let them stand. We're gonna let them stand until the chocolate hardens. So that's probably gonna be about a good 10 to 15 minutes. Now, depending on the kind of chocolate that you use, the time's gonna vary how long you let them stand. But the main thing is you want the chocolate to harden on the turtles. You're just gonna let them stand in room temperature. You don't have to put them in the fridge or anything like that. Now once they're done, they're gonna look like this. And there you go. You have caramel pecan turtles. And I'm telling you guys, try this today. You will not regret it. And we added a little chocolate drizzle to them just to give them a little bit of a different look. All right, so that's gonna do it for this video, guys. We appreciate you guys watching, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, drop a comment, let us know what you think about this, and let us know if you're gonna try it as well. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Foodies out.